Alright, this is SCS number 539. Our first match of the day is on Ashen Scuffle. Warfare Workshop is on red team and Peculiar Times is on blue. Lobby game is over and we're loading in. We've got a Lumber Magnate and a Lumber Judge versus a Flak Magnate and a Lumber Judge. So a bit of a mirror matchup. Just a half mirror matchup. On red team, the SCS Enjoyer 15 is a Lumber Magnate with Hades, Flak, and Lumber. And then they've got a Mortar, Gap, and Heavy Caro on the right side. Their ally, piloted by Hellfire, is a Lumber Judge with Hades, Artemis, and Lumber in the front, and Harpoon Hwacha in the back. On blue team, the Flak Spire with 2 Mercury Field Guns and a Heavy Flak on the left, and then Mine, Gat, Det on the right side. I love this loadout. That's piloted by Artemis, and the ally is the Man the Af Guns, a Lumber Judge. Same guns on the front, Hades, Art, Lumber, and a Mine Hwacha. They're currently shooting the opposing Lumber Judge, who is repositioning, and the 2 Magnates are in engagement. Ra is taking a beating, so the blue Lumber Judge is winning the engagement at the moment, and the red Magnate is engaging to help out, but still the Ra is taking perma. They're down to about a quarter. The blue ally isn't able to help out quite yet, but is now doubling Ra. Unable to break them, and Ra has found cover. So now the Judge is sort of getting hit by the Flak Magnate without much response, or the Lumber Magnate. The Flak Magnate has scored a kill though. Ra was not able to find complete cover, so that's 1-0 in favor of blue. And blue's advancing on the red Magnate. Well, if red team can't find a way to answer the flak pressure from the medicine, this match might be kind of difficult. They don't have nearly as much kill power as the blue team does. We have a light flak on the SCS Enjoyer 15, but that's about the most kill power red team has. Lumber Judges are once again in combat, and this time the blue Judge has suffered the first pop. In that last fight they did take a sliver of perma off, but of course both red ships are now full. Let's see how we do. Again, Ra's in trouble here, getting hit by both blue ships. This is never good, and they're broken now, so the heavy flak comes in. It won't hit this time. And the Lumber Mag has switched into position on the Man the Af Guns. And it looks like the Man the Af Guns will find cover by virtue of being popped, but no danger at the moment. Yeah, Ashen Scuffle has an interesting feature of these grates everywhere, these girders providing cover on the ground. Lumber Mag gets popped here. And now we've got Magnate on judgment action for both sides. Again, playing through these girders. Very interesting dynamic. Medicine not suffering a pop there. and everyone's just repositioning right now. I think the red team, if they're able to double focus with both of their lumbers on one ship, will have a really good time if they can stick together. It'd be an interesting play. But the lumber judges rise to meet each other, and they're once again dueling. But Ra is getting hit by both, and the heavy flak should follow. There's one, and there's two. That was an easy double team there for the blue team. And the SCS Enjoyer 15 now has a 1v2 on its hands. Looks like a reposition won't be too difficult. "14 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the match. And it looks like red team needs to find some kind of double team on the enemy ships if they can. Otherwise, a protracted 1v1 won't be too good for them. They don't have enough kill power with the medicine, the flak magnate looming on one of their ships. Big reposition here. We can see the SCS Enjoyer 15. Yes, they are. They're going to go over. Very nice. So red team wants to set up here on the west side of the map. And blue is happy where they've been, so they're just hanging out. Alright. Teams have spotted each other. And the red ships are here playing together. I think this is going to be their recipe for success. Man, the Afghans is going to start taking fire from both of them, but he's got ample opportunity to reposition. Nice dodge of the lumber there from our SCS Enjoyer 15. Man, the Afghans is popped, but the reposition won't be too difficult. Of course, the magnates always have the advantage of peeking in and out of cover easily, whereas the judgment has to do a turn, as the Man the Afghans just did. But Medicine, without much of a turn at all, decides, I don't like this, repositions, and is going to get to safety very quickly. Did not suffer a pop from either red ship there, and the Man the Afghans is going to rise up and begin engaging again. They're shooting the lumber judge at the moment, so Ra is once again getting double teamed. Ra's popped, and both lumber judges are kind of low altitude at the moment, but Medicine has split their fire. Oh, Man the Afghans is broken. Might take light flak. Took one there. So Man the Afghans is down to about 3/4 perma from fighting the SCS Enjoyer 15. Alright, red team looking to get a bit of an advantage here. The Ra is shooting the Medicine, while the Medicine is shooting the SCS Enjoyer 15. Oh, hopefully they don't. Alright, red team playing together. And the Man the Afghans assuming the position on the Ra. This isn't looking too good for them. They should be able to get an advantage here. That's a pop there on the Ra. The Ra will, of course, attempt to respond. And a pop comes in on the Man-the-Af guns. Both red ships firing on the Lumber Judge. Let's see how they're doing here. Not close to a break, though. Man-the-Af guns should recover their balloon and aren't in any imminent danger. Lots of clouds here. Alright, and Medicine with a big reposition around the wall as the Man-the-Af guns is popped. We got the Lumber Judge duel going on here. And I'm seeing another double team. This is very reminiscent of that second engagement. Ra does have the opportunity to reposition here as the Man-the-Af guns is broken. About half perma now from the light flak, below half. And I'm liking this more for red team. Let's see if the Medicine can get a response here. They're going to be broken. Man-the-Af guns is almost dead. Surely Ra will finish the job there, as the Medicine and SCS Enjoyer 15 are in an engagement. Ra gets a break and scores a kill. Oh, as the SCS Enjoyer 15 balks and goes to half perma. Well, they do have a detonator here from the Medicine. I quite like their chances for a kill here. There it is. Good rebuild. Medicine is popped and broken and disabled. Ah, they're not going to finish the job. So close. Alrighty. SCS Enjoyer 15 survives that just about. And the red team has equalized kills. So we've got ourselves a match with 8 minutes 40 seconds remaining. Gotta remember these key bindings. It's been a long time. All right. Red team has found the blue team, and now they're looking to push up a bit more aggressively. But I think blue team will have a little bit here to double the Ra, so they get out of dodge. They don't like that. Now in this next engagement, the SCS Enjoyer 15 really can't afford to fight the Medicine for too long. So they gotta play a little more passively, but the Ra gets popped almost immediately as the Man-the-Af guns hydras up. They'll of course get double teamed, but they'll get popped into cover before they're broken, most likely. They were popped, but quick rebuild and there's no problem. And the SCS Enjoyer 15, as you can see, being evasive, doesn't really want to fight the Medicine for too long without any disabled power of their own. And the Ra gets their lumber disabled, and they are in a weird spot here. Again, the Judgments are going to have a hard time with this positioning. They can't peek in and out of cover. So hanging out right next to the cover might not be the play as they reposition. Man-the-Af guns continues to have the advantage here though as they pop Ra again. And Medicine, their ally, has the opportunity to double team. As we saw, this is really their recipe for success. They are broken. The heavy flaks do not find their mark, but they are broken again and rebuilt. SCS Enjoyer 15 is activated and pops the man the AF guns. But they don't really have sustained fire on them, so the blue Lumberjudge man the aft guns is going to be able to hold this advantage on the Ra if they keep vision. Nice break there on the SCS Enjoyer 15, or by the SCS Enjoyer 15. Nice accurate Hades. Man the AF guns is unspotted, so this cloud is creating an interesting dynamic. Ra is getting double teamed. Will be popped, but these Mercuries won't be able to hit right now. Probably. Yeah, they're going to be hitting Balloon here from the medicine. So the Ra, again, with the Ashen Scuffle, it's got a lot of cover on the ground. Interesting map. So Ra will have time to reposition, but of course this doesn't leave SCS Enjoyer 15 in an advantageous position. So they are just hiding out here. Got some gopher gameplay. The Ra has come on up, and they're looking to reposition. All right. SCS Enjoyer 15 making the push. They're going to go to their short range side with the GAT, Mortar, and Heavy Kara. We haven't seen this all game, but the potency of the Mortar will surely come into play, unless Medicine is going to give them something else to think about, and the Detonator is no slouch here. Going to hit a mine there on the SCS Enjoyer. They are broken and very disabled. And the man the AF guns is able to respond and help out. I will break and kill. Kill by the Lumberjudge there. And a really nice reposition from both blue ships there. And Ra, once again in a bad spot here. They are completely evasive right now. And they are broken. Down to 3/4 perma. They might hit the ground. Oh, it's going to be close. Yes, they did. They get broken again. No heavy flak yet. It looks like that was just Artemis, I think. And SCS Enjoyer 15 hot spawns. This is exciting. Their ally, the Ra, is down to half perma. They've got a decent position on the medicine, but man the AF guns is going to be in this straight up lumber duel now with the Ra. And the Ra's lumber gets taken down. However, the man the AF guns is popped by the SCS Enjoyer 15, so we got a slow double team here, but medicine has a broken magnate and heavy flak trained on the SCS Enjoyer, so yeah, that didn't last very long. Blue team, 1 kill away from the victory. And the Ra is popped. Not looking good for them. We're going to see another hot spawn here. As the Ra is double broken. The balloon comes up. But medicine has a GAT and a detonator pointed at them. Not looking good for them. Medicine was popped there, but Det has good arcs. Probably be a little bit delayed. Man the AF guns coming in. Alright, they'll probably get 10 seconds of double teaming here without the SCS Enjoyer 15. They are broken, and they're taking perma. There goes the Det, and it's over. GG. Nice work there by the Peculiar Times. They'll move on to Derelict Deception. Sorry, Daniel, I forgot. brief look at the brackets so far. Hello.
Tech Knight, is that you?
Hello.
Hello.
Did you watch most of last match?
I joined when it was like 5 minutes remaining.
Okay, gotcha.
It was still 2-2, like what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah. It was good, and then T started running it down. What happened there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. They had figured out the good engagement, and then I'm not sure. I think they weren't finding an advantage. I think blue just had better position, and then hot spawn.
Yeah. Well, the hot spawn is probably fine, but like he did manage to get there, but he just didn't respect the flank when he kept circling the judgment. He could have just turned his own double check towards the judgment and been fine.
Well, there was the rushing moment before the hot spawn where he got in a bad spot versus both blue ships actually, and then the hot spawn also kind of rushed forward. But anyway, we're locked and there's no OT, so we get to see another. Oh god, two lumber judges. This is almost the same match we just had. Lumber judge with Artemis against lumber judge with Artemis. The difference now is we've got a Hwacha fish on one side, but the same heavy flak magnate on the other, with harpoon this time. Okay, that is different.
Let's go.
I really like this heavy flak magnate.
To be honest, I haven't looked at the lobby.
That's okay.
I've been in this lobby for like 10 minutes. I haven't looked at the shit.
That's
I
okay.
don't know what's happening. Which means I'll start reading out the shiploaders so I know what they are. Let's see, just explain it.
read about. I'll do blue team.
Where am I parking the most co-judgment with a lumberjack and Artemis and Baltic and the Carolinator with the ally, the Rob Industries with Goldfish powered by Captain on front of the right side flame, left side Gatling motor for those Artemis for a second.
Once again, this lovely heavy flak magnate, piloted by Artemis the Medicine. We've got two mercs and a heavy flak on the left. This time, a little different. We've got the light caro harpoon det on the right side, of course intended for the fish. Can't wait to see that duel. And then we've got the man the aft guns, piloted by Water It's Me. Lumber, Hades, Artemis, although the Hades and Artemis are in a different spot from the opposing judge. And on the back, they've got Light Caro and Hwacha. So.
And Water does not have hydrogen. He's like the worst version of a lumberjack. He's claw, the rogue, and his Artemis is on the balloon, which normally would be okay. But in Lumberjack's mirrors, it's so often that you just drop at the same speed. So your Artemis just always has arc, even if you're politician. And then you break their Lumberjack and you go up with hydrogen. which is what people like to do.
Well, the medicine is starting out with being popped, but the same sort of dynamic we had last match. Both blue ships are able to fire on the lumber judge, and they are popped. However, now we see the disruption factor. Here comes the Hwacha fish.
Rob Industries on the way. While we'll man the Africans respond by flying backwards. I want to bait the goldfish into the Mercury flag, maybe?
Yeah,
But
an
medicine's,
ineffectual
harpoon
Hwacha.
detonator, right, yeah. That's it.
And here comes the
I think they could have
medicine.
I think the medicine could have just stayed in cover against the lumberjudge and pointed the Mercury flag into the goldfish.
Yeah, this is potentially an easy double kill, or double team. Medicine getting broken, but the lumberjudge is forcing the issue. So we've got now lumberjudge duel, and man the Afghan's decisive advantage at the moment.
Yeah, they... Red team does not have a fast kill. If they don't point the Gantum out at anything, they take a while to kill something.
No. The
So
Hwacha...
actually, they lost advantage by going for that double team.
Yep, they did. The Hwacha fish is keeping the medicine engaged, but that doesn't matter when their ally is losing the duel. So they will be broken again, and they are. Here hopefully comes the Artemis and lumber.
No, the Morse code, it could have just hydroed the second his balloon was up, but they didn't do it, so they just slowly dying to man the Afghans. We're gonna die on stage. No. It's
Well-
such a bad. That was a crucial piloting mistake. They could have easily avoided most of those guns and grinded down the man the Afghans.
Well, let's see. I mean, it is turning... I hope they finish the kill.
Eventually. Medicine seems to be
Alright,
doing well.
Man the
against
Afghans
Robin's
is
Fist.
popped, but I mean, surely Morse code will
Morse
fall.
code.
Yes, there it is.
There we go.
Okay,
Nice kill.
good kill by the Man the Afghans, and now Rob Industries hopefully will display.
Fish without chem spray.
the
This fish
oh dear
has-
lord, they're broken. I think the debt will be too short, but they are half perma.
Oh,
But-
the lumberjack won't be able to pop.
Oh
him. But wait till
no!
he reaches.
The pop.
It is over.
Oh, it's over.
The poon lands just for good measure. Gets the kill credit.
Hell yeah! All right, blue team up 2-0.
What do you do against as fish against
Oh.
a detonator? I think you have to have one extinguisher. Like, you could have a second extinguisher on the front for the gunner, but I don't think you can have chem spray. Can you?
Mm.
Maybe you can. If you have front extinguisher, maybe you can have chem spray for the balloon only.
For the fish, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
probably
you,
gonna ask that, what you said, rather, that fish without chem spray is silent.
yeah. You mean by giving up the buff hammer on?
No, like the. I'm thinking for this fish to work peak performance against this detonator magnet, it would swap the failsafe extinguisher to failsafe chem, and the
Yeah.
gunner to pipe extinguisher, because there's not much disables. It's like what,
No, I
one
agree.
Optimus on the judgment. Who cares?
I think you're right. Yeah.
It's maybe the most optimal. It's a bit awkward with the failsafe being the chem spray, because they do run past the balloon constantly, but it slows down the routes, I think, a little bit. And also, like, when it comes to double rebuilding the balloon, it's usually the mallet span engineer stays behind and gets the mallet on the balloon, but then you give her the chem spray for doing that. So you
Alright.
need- it
We've,
forces some
we've
fear.
got our engagement going on. Maybe the fish will consider their anti-debt strats next time. Here they come though.
Yeah,
They're
by
gonna.
going immediately for the magnet, just pointing out what you at that thing, but the medicine spots them immediately. They don't care.
Oh, the
Just
ambush is
medicine
over,
pointing to
and the
Mercury.
man the Afghans is winning again, popping the Morse code.
That's interesting. Moscow just taking cover here.
Yeah. Medicine
Build
is
the
in a
balloon
nice
and then they will
spot.
hydro into the sky. Is this where you need like low Artemis, so once you hydro up, you can just one shot the lumberjack?
What's the plan here for the fish? I suppose this
Just-
makes sense. Get on the judge. Hwacha will be a bit... Yeah, Hwacha will be very nice this time. All 3 front guns. But, of course, the medicine has the cover to make this engagement work no problem. They have complete
Yeah.
cover from the judge right now. And the fish is getting
Artemis
doubled.
is landing with the Archer. If only you had a pipe extinguisher.
Yeah.
Oh, is fish bumping into the terrain? No, it's not. It's avoiding it.
The Hwacha fish is kneecapped without its Hwacha, so it retreats.
It has given the Morse code judge some time to fly out into the open. But the Moscow Judgment is immediately has to give up its positioning and duck into cover because the flag magnet can just peek over around the rock and they double team the Morse code.
And the Afghans is J posing on the Morse code, so there's not much they can do.
Where's the J coming from? It's a symmetrical ship.
It's a judgment.
Oh
no! Look at the nose. I mean, come on. Look, there are 2 J's on the front. It's got the reverse J, reverse J on the top of the balloon, or the upside down J. Okay.
It's more like reverse C if you look at it from the side.
No, I'm referencing that it's a judgment J. Okay, Morse code judgment. It's doing okay.
It's J posing losing. Okay, because they're down to this.
Yeah.
Rob Industries, they so want to lose the spot. If Rob Industries loses the spot and goes behind on the north side, behind the rock and the medicine, they might be able to run it.
Like, here comes a pretty formidable J pose from the Mandy Afghans. The Morse code has no Artemis pressure and is immediately going to retreat. Red team can recover, it's no problem, but...
Yeah, and Morse code can aim Lumberjack up here against the Mandy Afghans. I think Morse code might be low enough that the Lumberjack is losing out without gun stamina. So it actually has some weird advantage, or like it's able to get a comeback. Because again, Mandy Afghans has no hydrogen. Morse code can just get 1 call and hydro above. The only problem is the flag magnet. That's the only issue. But honestly, like Red team keeps sending the fish into the judgment and Morse code into the medicine.
And once again,
I think they need to do it reverse.
The Huacha is down again. I think, yeah, that was from the Mercs on the medicine. So really, the Rob Industries has no point of entry on either of these ships right now. I think they have to go for that ambush they tried at the start of this engagement. But here comes Morse code, showing off that hydro.
Lumberjack is missing violently. We'd love to see it.
Oh, they're popped. Oh, and the lumber's down. This might be over. Here comes heavy flak, surely.
It's definitely good. You can't burn the road shit in the middle of the open air like this. You're dead, bro. Just burn hydrogen and drop to the ground.
I think.
I want you going into the lumberjack, but nobody cares because
the heavy flak.
The flag's killing the judgment.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There it goes.
Just don't point the flamer. Like, if you want to assist your ally, get the gas motor going. What are you doing? There we go. They're not gas motor, but it might be too late.
Blue team showing the power of heavy flak. Rob Industries might have a window here for some mortar. There's the break on the Mandy Afghans, and the mortar starts to go out. Excellent.
The Mandy Afghans has an Artemis, but they're not aiming at the mortar, looks like.
And a rebuild.
Where's the...
Man, the Afghans is down to...
Oh, they are trying to get the mortar and the engines. Oh, they got the mortar. Ghost got it. Oh,
excellent.
Job.
And a pop. Oh, and the
main took
is down.
90% and the fish almost died.
All engines out of the fish. Oh, no.
Yeah, let's need to disable that thing real fast. Oh. And the rogue Artemis into the main engine. I'm sure it doesn't really get away.
Ow. Ow. 3 engines.
Honestly, I'm sure they could have done this earlier. They could have done 1 gather mortar, just 1 gather mortar clip earlier, and they probably would have gotten the kill on the Afghans.
Yeah.
But they instead used the flamer. They went for a ram, which maybe it did pay off, because judgment can vertically move quite a bit against gather mortars. Maybe it did work out in the end. If the damage balloon, it couldn't dot that Morse code's in an interesting place.
Game plan here for the red team is to activate that fish, and it looks like the lumber judge. Well, certainly the lumber judge is going to be the juicier target. But a G pose spawn by the Rob Industries, and the main is already out, and they're broken. Oh dear.
The flank won't land against the goldfish moving.
3/4 perma already,
or
but
maybe it's not that far.
Oh no!
It's double broken. The flag.
Oh dear lord! Oh god! Oh god!
Just immediately gets the kill. Oh my god!
It's
horrific.
Pain. It's horrific. Well,
it's
GG.
Absolutely horrific. The claw worked out for Water's judgment because it could claw around the corner. Into the tunnel. I can't believe it was a 5-0. How is this real? How is this real life? Anyway, I have to play my game now.
Yeah,
Thanks
have fun, Daniel.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. We'll be seeing Daniel and Zedion in the next lobby. Congrats to Blue Team there. They're on their 2 2-win streak at the moment. And let's take a look at the bracket real quick. Oh my goodness. I've been on the bracket this whole time. Amateur hour, folks. What the hell are we doing? Oh, you've already memorized the bracket. There it is. Well, it looks like red team here doesn't have much of a reason to swap. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've so far won with this pairing versus 2 long-range ships, and they've also won against 1 long-range, 1 short-range ship. Something tells me the blue team here will be going for 1 long-range, 1 short-range ship. This is Aileron. Let's see. right, we are locked. Red team has submitted to the Church of Lumber as their trusty heavy flak magnate from Artemis switches to a lumber mag. However, we have the same right side anti-fish as before. Surely will be exciting. Alright. Welcome to Alaron Affray. We start out here with Red Team. The aforementioned Lumber Mag with Hades, Light Flak, and Lumber on the left, and the Light Caro Harpoon Det on the right side. We have the Man the Aft Guns, piloted by Water It's Me. This trusty Lumber Judgment we've seen, with Hades, Artemis, Lumber on the front, and then Light Caro Huacha in the back. We have the fancy Railgun, piloted by Daniel, the lovely co-caster. This is a triple Merc Mobula, enabled only by the somewhat recent changes of the Mercs pointing more forward. We've got Light Flak Merc on the left, Mine Merc on the right, and Merc on the top. Ships are approaching each other as the Dragon's Rage here, piloted by Zedion, burns forward. Huacha Fish, Huacha in the front, with a mine on the right and a Gat Mortar on the left. Here we go. Man the Aft Guns, watching a fish bearing down on them. Quite a sight. Will the Artemis? No, it won't disable the Huacha just yet, but the Medicine has found its target and attempts to poon the Dragon's Rage, which is double broken. They won't take any flak, but they are going into the Det side as they get harpooned. And the fancy Railgun has not quite been able to deal perma to the Medicine, although they did break them. Dragon's Rage is rebuilt as the Judgment assumes the position on the fancy Railgun. Not a great engagement for them so far. Good disables coming out from the Man the Aft Guns. And the Dragon's Rage has successfully disabled all the guns on the Medicine's close range side, and they have assumed their Gat Mortar position. The Det comes back up, as the Medicine is still broken, but no mortars followed. And the Dragon's Rage is punishing the Man the Aft Guns as they get doubled. They're still broken. They're almost dead. Rebuild comes through. So the fancy Railgun did recover that. That was a quite nice recovery. And they're broken again. More Mercs coming in. And Red Team is suffering just a little bit. Light Flak's a bit late. Nice there. The Dragon's Rage was broken, but the Balloon Ram saved them. They're now half perma. And they're in an awkward spot, but the Medicine is broken. And I think both blue ships will finish both red ships if the Dragon's Rage gets popped by the Medicine. Nice teamwork there. But the fancy Railgun does kill the Medicine. And surely the two blue ships will find the kill here. Break and death on the Man the Aft Guns. So a chaotic engagement. The fancy Railgun and the Man the Aft Guns had an interesting exchange there, where the Judgment had a nice vertical advantage and then just ended up losing that. Merc's OP, I guess. And the Dragon's Rage is at a quarter perma. I like that the engagement is happening here as we add an actual timer. look at the map here. Blue team about to go around the map border. I don't remember. Okay, this is still within the map border, just barely. As red team goes back where the blue team was, somewhat. Yes, they've returned. And the ships are within, oh, just barely out. But now the medicine should get a decent glimpse. I think they've spotted them, although they haven't actually been able to spyglass them. Assuming they saw them, they've decided they don't want to be quite there, but the judgment's setting up. Alright. Spots go out now. And the fancy railgun is going to see shots from both ships, so they're getting to cover. As the Dragon's Rage is far from the engagement, but looks like blue team has decided we don't have to play your game. You have to come to us. As they should. Dragon's Rage really no choice to go low here, as both red ships really had the whole canyon in their crossfire. But as they disengage, a fancy railgun takes the space, and mercs go out, taking out the lumber. That's important. Gonna get some armor damage. They're almost broken, but mercs aren't able to follow up on that. Man, the Afghans wisely descending. And now fancy railgun in arcs of both enemy ships. Dragon's Rage has to do something here as the mob is popped and disengages. But it's going to be a disjointed engagement, and now we've got a 1v2. Dragon's Rage still not broken, but that should change. As we have a Det and a Poon. But mob has re-engaged. Nice shots going out. Oh, Dragon's Rage just missed that Det, but here comes the second one, and they're down. Wild light flax. But Dragon's Rage falls. The low perma was not enough. But this is a Mobula. I think the railgun will escape, no problem. Not as slippery as a goldfish, but almost. Medicine, cutting them off at the pass, but little does he know, Daniel can cut him off at the pass. And the Dragon's Rage, with a G-pose spawn, right in the midst of both red ships. And the Mobula, the fancy railgun, is popping up and will attempt to help the ally, but again a 2v1. Oh dear. Rebuild in time, but they've almost popped themselves. Dragon's Rage is at 3/4 perma, and the Hwatch is still down. So that'll be a win condition here for the Lumber Judge if they can keep that Hwatcha down. Hwatcha is still down, and they're just evasive at the moment. But the fish recovers. They're broken, but no problem. And the mob is fighting the Magnate. And that turns into a bit of a stalemate for a second as the fish reaggresses. Right as the, oh dear, right as the man the Afghans turns around. But everything's going to be okay for both sides. And Here comes the fancy railgun. Shots go out on the judgment, but they've switched to the medicine, and now the light flax will hit. At least one. Oh dear. Man the Afghans popping fancy railgun and breaking, but nothing too serious. About an eighth of perma gone. As the Dragon's Rage comes in, without a Hwacha it looks like. Just Gat Mortar, and they will pay for that with about 3/4 of their perma. So both blue ships have taken fire. Fancy Railgun really wants to distract both red ships now, and they both oblige. They'll pop the mob and double break them, but they'll break them and the Afghans. It wasn't enough. The Mobula's down and the Dragon's Rage is almost dead. It shouldn't escape here as they're popped. And they've taken out 3 engines. They are dead. So red team recovers, and now they've got the advantage with 8 minutes left in the match. They're not quite full. But they've discovered a bit of a better engagement. The blue team there was quite separated, and they can be, as they're a fish mob duo, but I don't think the red team can be, as they sort of were trying to do in that first engagement. The medicine has a formidable close range side, but I think they're best when they can support each other right next to each other, with the mag helping out with the fish as needed. I think the judgment is the juicier target right now for the fish. Blue team spawns in quite far, and let's explore some of this map. Ships have spotted each other. As the Mobula gets a break and disables the lumber. Light Flax, I think, came in there, at least one. Yes, that looked like 2 right there. Medicine is down to nearly half perma, and the Dragon's Rage has decided that it's time. But it's time to be disabled as they're double broken. Not too much connects, but now it does, as they're still double broken. They're still, okay, they're now not popped. A long pop for the fish is never fun, but I think they'll escape here. At these ranges, the mob's doing its job. That is an ambitious mine. Mob is going to set up, but again, if the Judge and the Magnate have clear sight lines, the Mobula is at a distinct disadvantage. Those Mercs can't defend from 2 ships. Got a couple lumbers going in. Nice disable on the Lumberjack and break on the Man the Afghans. Those Mercs are nasty. But there's no pop, so that just goes into the balloon. And the Dragon's Rage not in a good spot. Time to reverse out, but 1 engine's down. There goes a mine. Nice defensive mines. Very nice mine. Hwacha's down on the Dragon's Rage, so it's not time for the mob to engage. He's just being a nice overseer. Dragon's Rage escapes that pop, no problem. Actually, they're still broken. Broken, I should have said. They're still broken. Come on, NGs, let's go. There we go. But that did take them to half perma. That was unfortunate. Or I should say they were at half perma. Either way, the fish is distracting both red ships. They're popped now, and the fancy railgun assumes the position on the medicine. Breaks them, and the light flags follow now. Oh, those are juicy. Almost all the perma there of the medicine gone. And the Dragon's Rage is happy to watch that as they recover the balloon, and they're gonna hop up to hopefully not mind themselves. Oof. Alright. The Dragon's Rage is just gonna give the red ship something to think about right now as the Mobula gets their position under control. Low balloon on the Mobula, never fun, but they're recovering. And 3 minutes remaining in the match. So it's up to blue to make this happen. Dragon's Rage will be quickly popped. 2 lumbers on that red side. But now only 1 as the Mobula breaks and takes out the lumber of the man the Afghans. Wow, that light flak is potent at the moment. Both red ships are almost down. Man, and it doesn't really matter if you're popped when you can do that. So the fancy railgun showing those mercs formidable. Dragon's Rage activates now. And they'll get a Hwacha in. Not too much going down. Long range Hwacha. The rest of it. Alright, man, the Afghans might get broken here. No, there's 2 mercs down now, and the fancy railgun's popped. So, man, the Afghans, once again, in that superior position at the moment. But we saw the Mobula regain advantage earlier. Dragon's Rage, not broken yet, but taking a debt. That never feels good. Their Hwacha is still down, so this isn't great. The mines probably won't win this alone. Hwacha needs to get rebuilt. Yeah, and we see the Mobula has recovered, not in danger, but Dragon's Rage is, as they're broken, double broken. Taking perma still broken. Rebuilt now, but they will break. Fancy railgun is popped. The mercs aren't doing anything right now. The flak is going out, but fancy railgun will be broken. Oh, almost popped, and they are dead. Alright, it's go time for the Dragon's Rage. Can we get any gap mortar action here? This is looking good for them. I think they will die to the medicine, though. Oh dear. Mortars did not follow there. Oh, so close. Probably a wise choice there to back out. Oh, they still died. Oh my. That was very nice. Flax there from the Magne not quite hitting. One of them did. And the Mobula has come back in. So the medicine is just holding on still. Wow, blue team really turned that around. That was quite cool. Well, this is going to be interesting. The enemy judge, the red judge, will have to find a way to get overtime started. They're rushing in. I think the medicine will surely go down here. Should be no problem. There they go. And the judgment's in. He needs to get spots in the next 17 seconds. And he will, and that will start overtime. And there the spots go out. So we do enter overtime. Man, the Afghans taking perma there. So red team has to, well, either team actually has to finish this out. Not looking good for blue team. Red team does win. They recover that and get spots in time. Once again, the medicine and the man, the Afghans, making a good showing, really good showing. And now the red team is in finals. A certain fancified railgun will go to face Rob HQ2. They knocked out Warfare Workshop in the losers round 2. And we go to fight over Fernfeld. All right, lobby game is over. We are loading in. We've got a Mobula and a triple Hwacha Corsair versus our good friend, the heavy flak Magnate, with a heavy flak Artemis Magnate. Ah, I've seen that ship before. Here we go. We have the fancy railgun with Hades on the top, 2 Artemis on the bottom, and then, or excuse me, Hades Artemis on the bottom, and then mine Artemis on the top, and an Artemis in the middle. Okay, Daniel. Tricking me. With the Spirit of Ice piloted by Zedion, we've got 3 light carronades and 3 Hwachas, and they are alone now against the blue team, which is Rob La Rob, Captain Jan's Magnate, with a heavy flak double merc going on. And we've got Gat, Mortar, Caro. And the League of Nations putting the pain on the Spirit of Ice, which is going to be a Merc Artemis Det Magnate with the Gat Flamer Hwacha on the right side. Very cool. And as we can see, this is going to be a left and right and middle Magnate as they take down the Spirit of Ice. So a bit too aggressive there by the Corsair, the fancy railgun retreating. Going to try to recover this situation. But they are in blue team's... Not quite in blue team's spawn. But blue team is definitely in red team's spawn. So we'll see if the Corsair goes a bit aggressive here. Yes, the Spirit of Ice is going to do a spawn behind the blue team and coming up quickly to the League of Nations. As the Rob La Rob pushes the fancy railgun away, who is broken. Spirit of Ice gets a okay Hwacha into the League of Nations, but they'll get closer now. Spirit of Ice suffers a pretty good Hwacha there from the League of Nations, and they're once again getting doubled. And these close range sides don't mess around. We've got detonators here, so that's a break on the Spirit of Ice, and they're down to half perma already from the Rob La Rob's mortars, and that's a second break and a second kill on them. Well, they did do an aggressive spawn behind the blue team, but it's too aggressive. Anyway, fancy railgun breaks the League of Nations, and there goes some Artemis in. That was nice. League of Nations down to half perma right now. Fancy railgun putting in work. The Rob La Rob now has their heavy Caro on them though, and their Gat mortar. So let's see if the fancy railgun can get out of this pickle. Armor has not fallen, but will now. Surely. Oh! Now will break. And the det comes in from League of Nations. So they've taken a quick 3-0 now against the red team. Red team needs to slow it down and get a proper 2-on-2 engagement. We've had disjointed engagements now. Well, basically 2 of them. So we'll see a proper 2v2, and I think the Mobula will have a much greater impact as the Corsair tries to sneak around both magnates. We'll see how it goes. Both red ships going to separate as expected. Corsair is trying to get an ambush going, or at least get really close to one of these magnates, keep it from shooting its ally. Those Hwachas are close range though, so they will necessarily be far from their ally. Spirit of Ice, kind of, well, it'll be a circuitous route to the Magnates. Hopefully the fancy railgun can withstand the pressure. But this pressure is no joke. This is 3 mercs and a heavy flak trained on them from both Magnates. They will find cover, and the Spirit of Ice makes its move. Still unspotted, but the blue team is of course wary it. Oopsies. And here they go. They're making their move. Still unspotted, but I'm sure the alarm bells are sounding now as the Hwacha goes in. Only 1 engine taken out by that Hwacha, but here comes the second. Nice Hwacha. League of Nations is hurting now with all 3 engines out. As the Rob assumes the position on the fancy railgun. League of Nations has broken, and the Spirit of Ice is having a good day. Mortars go out, but the fancy railgun is not broken. Now they are, and they're at about half perma. More mortars, but a good rebuild on the fancy railgun. Spirit of Ice ramming the League of Nations. And they broke them. Fancy railgun with the Hydro. The mortars will follow, but not all of them. Ah, and the last mortar finds its mark. So the blue team is up 4-0, and the League of Nations just about withstanding the pressure of the Spirit of Ice. Spirit of Ice will probably attempt to escape here, but that's 1 engine down. They are full perma. Corsair not to be sniffed at. Disabled, but not broken yet. They are broken now, and that hurt. That heavy flak surely hurt. Below half perma. But the fancy railgun is in. I missed it. Half perma now on the Rob. Fancy railgun in close range. Not the ideal spot, but we've got mines. We surely have mines and a close range Hades. There's a break and the mines. Oh dear. Yes, the Spirit of Ice went down there. I tunnel visioned on the Mobula. It's too attractive, unfortunately. But the blue team 5-0s the red team. And so, in the losers round 3 bracket, Rob HQ2 prevails, and they will go into the winners bracket against Peculiar Times. And they will stay on blue team. Hello. Red team arrives.